This is my 4th time. Why is it so dark? Making this video. I was 13 minutes in, my last one, and my friend called me. 13 minutes in. Okay, hold on. I need my dog. I need to chill. Alright, so I wanted to make a video talking about my 2019 and my 2020 goals. So I'm gonna start with my 2020 goals. Guys, I was 13 minutes in my last video and I'm out of breath. I have asthma. I can't talk for this long. Alright, my first goal is I want to take body progress pictures, which is, it's so weird for me to talk about, but I get to the gym and I want to see like my progress of like getting more muscle and getting more tone throughout the year. So that's what I want to do. Next, I want to go to Nashville. I am going to Nashville this year. I have to. 2019. I will kind of talk about it, but I fell in love with country music and stuff like that. So I need to go to Nashville. It's like country music capital, I think. Don't quote me on that. But there's a Chris Tomlin concert in Nashville on Good Friday, and I'm like, hello, I need to go. So anyways, then next I want to see Dan and Shay in concert. They are my favorite country people, which I feel like is so basic, but I don't care. Next one is to get a new job. I'm kind of going through these fast, but I am so tired of talking. I want a new job. I'm a gymnastics coach, but I'm a political science major. And those do not go together. I didn't even do gymnastics. I cheered, but I would not want to be a cheer coach. That's too much. So yes, I'd like a new job to kind of coincide with my major. She's like, why do you keep talking? Yeah, I just want to move out. Another reason why I want a job, because the job I have now, I don't have too many hours, and even the hours I work, it's exhausting because I'm constantly on my feet, and it's like my job is like a workout, and I've gotten injured. Oh, I need to talk about this. I've gotten injured so many times this year, and some of it is part of my job. I got a concussion, and it was kind of my fault, but I fell on my head because I was demonstrating something in this class. Was making me so mad, and I was like, I'm just gonna demonstrate it for them because they don't understand, and I fell on my head. I also got kicked in my nose, and that hurt so bad. Anyways, I think I said I want to move out, and I want to finish up my associate's degree so I can just finish my bachelor's degree. Yeah, I need to finish my associate's degree this year. That is a goal. All right, so we're gonna talk about 2019 now. And this is why my dog is with me, because the first part is hard for me to talk about. My 2019 did not start off very well at all. A lot of crying. A month and a half into the year, I had to deal with a breakup. And I would say leading up to it was the worst part. My like breakup dealing was only 3 weeks, and it wasn't even that bad. I would say that night was pretty bad, and then a couple days after I had really bad anxiety, but then 3 weeks after that it was just more of comprehending like what actually happened and just healing from like everything, like how it happened, how the breakup happened. Yeah, and then I also remember after the breakup, a couple days after, I deleted Instagram for a month because my mentally just could not handle Instagram and really any social media. I didn't Snapchat that much during this time, and then I had Twitter, but I love Twitter. So yeah, and then I just want to talk about my confidence. My confidence grew so much this year. I always thought confidence is basically just how you feel about your outside appearance, and I always thought it's fine. I go to the gym, But I didn't realize that I didn't have confidence in my personality and myself, like, at all. I was always in my head, and I want to describe it like I was in this bubble of how I thought I needed to be and how I thought other people expected me to be, instead of thinking of how does God want me to be. And even that, I thought God just wanted me to be in this bubble, like this Christian little bubble. And even the bubble I was in wasn't healthy for me, really. I wouldn't say healthy. It wasn't healthy, but I was restricting myself a lot of just things and having fun, basically. And just being myself. I would say this year was just nothing physically changed. Like, I live in the same house, I go to the same church, I go to the same school, whatever. I'm still physically, nothing physically changed, but how I view everything changed, and how I view myself changed, and whatever, and how I view having fun changed. So yeah. And then I went to the rodeo this year for the first time ever, and I thought I was gonna hate it. Ended up loving it. I don't really have anything else to say about that. But the biggest part of my year was going to India. And if you follow me on social media, you know I love talking about India. And it's just crazy for me because India is something that I never thought I would go to. Missionary work, to me, I was just like, no, there's no way I'm becoming a missionary or doing mission work or going to the rural country. Like, I just like, no thanks, like, I'm good here. Even though I am good here, I appreciate being here so much more than I used to. I don't even know really where to start. I had a lot of God moments there, and I could talk about this. I could talk about India for like 5 hours and everything that happened, but I will only do like the 2 things that I really want to talk about. One was being in their Sunday church, and I was surrounded by people who were risking their lives to be at that church. In India, Christianity is not allowed. You're not allowed to read the Bible. You're not allowed to pray to God, whatever. And I was in this room with people worshiping Jesus. And even outside the Sunday church, I was with children the whole week that just, all they want to do is worship Jesus. But I remember being that moment on their Sunday church of them just really risking their lives and giving up everything for God. And it was just crazy. Just despite like their circumstances, they were willing to be there. And some of them weren't Christian, but they were still checking it out, and that's so cool. And we were sitting in the front of the church, but I wanted to sit in the back. I wanted to sit back and like watch all these people's faces, and I didn't know the words either. It was, all the songs were in Hindu, I don't know. You would think I know. I think it's Hindi. Okay, so that was like a really big God moment for me. And then my next one, it's a little bit longer, but so basically in India, I decided to sponsor this kid, and I saw him throughout the time we were there, and I felt God calling me to him, but I was kind of like being stubborn about it. I also learned this year that I am very stubborn. But the last day we were at the home, he was walking away, and I was just like, I told people, like, I need to know this boy's name, like, I need to sponsor him. And it just came up like all of a sudden, and well, me talking about it in my head, things were going on. And basically his name's Akash. He's 3 years old, and his parents just left him like at the doorstep of the boy's home, and that's it. And so as we got back to America, so we landed in San Francisco, took a bus down to church, and I stepped out of the bus and just started crying because my family was there waiting for me. And I just had this new appreciation for my family. Not that I didn't appreciate them before, but now it's like different, that like I had a family waiting for me when I just encountered this boy who was 3 years old, so cute, and his family just left him, and my family was waiting for me. I don't know, I could not stop crying, and a pastor's wife there was just smiling, looking at me. I was like, please don't look at me, this will never happen again. I don't know why I can't stop crying. I didn't tell her that, but like I just couldn't stop crying, and I didn't want anyone to see me, because whatever. So yeah, that was India. If you want to see more pictures, check out my Instagram and Twitter. I hate that I just said that. What else happened this year? A lot of friendships. Okay, well, I grew a lot of friendships this year. I made a lot of friendships. A lot of them grew. Some of them didn't work out too well, and that's okay. I mean, that's that. I did get hurt a lot this year. Not hurt. I did have a lot of health problems. Starting off the year, I was diagnosed with asthma. That was disappointing to me, because my brother has asthma, and I was like, that's not me. I do have asthma. It's pretty bad. I also had a lot of ear problems. It started off with an infection, but then like my ears fill up with fluid. So like at first it was an infection, but then it was just them full of fluid, and that happened for a while. I still kind of dealt with it. Like they hurt sometimes, and it's not like an ear infection pain, it's that my ears are filled with fluid pain, and it's kind of terrible. But it's part of my asthma. Fun fact. I'm not gonna explain it. What else? I experienced a lot of back pain this year. Still kind of trying to figure that out, but I would say spring and summer, it was so bad. I was at the doctor's. I had to get so many x-rays. I was admitted into the ER during the summer. It was my first time. It was a couple weeks before going to India, and I just had this I had the worst pain. It started when I was coaching. I had like an hour and a half left of work, and my body just started to like, I can't even describe the pain, but I was like walking hunched over. I wanted to leave so bad. I somehow drove myself home. I somehow finished work and then drove myself home, and I just laid on my bed, and I called my mom, and she wasn't here. I was in so much pain. She's like, do you need to take me to the hospital? Need me to take you to the hospital? I was like, no, I'm not going to the hospital. I called my friend. She's like, you need to go to the hospital. So I was like, okay mom, like, gotta go to the hospital. Worse, they didn't find anything wrong either, but I was just in a lot of pain. So that made my doctors and GI specialists think that I had a GI problem. So in September, this is gross, prepare yourself, I had to have a colonoscopy when I was 19. But again, nothing wrong. Anyways, we don't have to talk about that. Oh yeah, and then I had a lot of work injuries too. What else happened this year? Boys. There was a lot of boys this year, and this is not me going, go me, I got all the boys. It was just like, whoa. And this is just, God has a sense of humor. He really does. Going in, so I kind of tapped my foot back into like the dating pool during the summer, and then I realized that I didn't want that at that time in my life. I also wanted to do 6 months single. So that ended in August, my 6 months, and now it's been 10 months. But my first semester, my first week of the fall semester, I prayed to God, and I said, God, I don't want any distractions this semester. Like, less distractions, the better. Please do not bring boys into my life this semester. Well, I guess God just thought it would be funny to just sprinkle all these boys my way, and literally the next week, or maybe even a couple days after, I encountered this boy. And then they just kept coming. So That's all I'm gonna say right now. It's been 15 minutes. That's all I'm gonna say about the boys. Let me think about, there's so many things. My confidence, my self-growth. I just don't know how to explain like how much I've grown as a person, but I just started to love myself. And I hate saying it like that, but I just don't know how to put in the words to put it. And I just really just started taking care of myself, and I do kind of struggle with putting other people before me. That's just how I am, and I think that's okay sometimes, but there are times where it's just unhealthy. So yeah, but overall it was just such a great year. I had so many experiences. I went to the lake and beach so many times. I got so tan during the summer, and I miss being tan. I kind of am tan. Yeah. In person I look more tan than I do. I've been using this lotion that makes me tan over time. So yeah, I feel like I have more things to say, but I don't know. Oh, this year I became a youth leader for freshman girls, and that's been fun. And I went to San Diego with them, and that was fun. And then I got to see my aunt. I knew I should have written down points for this video, and I'm gonna write down my goals. Oh, I don't think I talked about my word for 2019 was understanding. This is gonna be really embarrassing if I already talked about it, but I did not have like the right mindset in choosing my word for the year, so I chose understanding. And I feel like I have become more understanding of like myself and that everyone's human. And I think that really went along with going to India and just seeing all these people and knowing like, whoa, they're human too. But my word for this year is loving. I want to be more loving towards people, and I don't really know how to explain how I'm gonna do that, but just maybe like check up on my friends more often and just go more out of my way to talk to people, even though I love talking to new people. And that is something that 2018, my 2018 self would have not said, and even earlier this year. So yeah, basically I snapped this year. Why did I say that? I transformed into really the person that God intended me to be. Even though I still make mistakes, I still sin, I still fall short. Even though I do those things, I'm not as hard on myself. And even if I am hard on myself, I let myself like hurt and heal, and then I'm okay. So yeah, I've just handled life so much better this year, and I'm so proud of myself. And my friends always tell me how proud they are of me for just growing all this confidence that I now have. So yeah, 2019 was so good, and I'm so thankful for it, and I'm ready for 2020, because now that I have my interperson self together, I feel like I'm ready to get my physical, not my body, but like moving out and like schools and whatever. Okay, thank you for watching if you did. Sorry if this was cringy, but really this is just for myself to look back on. So